The bulk of this course is about trigonometry. Trigonometry deals with 6 functions that are defined where the input of the function is an angle and the output is a number. It's calculated by taking the ratio of a couple sides. We'll look into this in future videos. But the point is the input is an angle. We need to get some familiarity with working with angles. How do you think about angles? Because there's different ways that we do that. In a standard high school class, angles are defined in a way that considers them as static objects, fixed objects. They don't move. They're a set of points. The usual definition looks something like an angle is a union of 2 rays that share a common foot. Now, a ray is another word for a half line, so I'm drawing the intent here is that both of these rays start at the same point and they head off in a direction forever. Now I can't draw them forever, but I can put an arrow indicating that they keep going. Okay. The common foot is that endpoint that they share. This is also sometimes called the vertex of the angle. That is, the ray has a foot, the angle has a vertex. Now, although the definition generally is in terms of an angle being a union of 2 rays, so it's just these points, generally in a geometry class where they give you that definition, they don't ever really use that. Generally, they think of angles as being a union of 2 line segments that share a common endpoint. Right? So they don't go on forever, they just stop. And in fact, for the bulk of what we're going to be doing for our class, we're going to be looking at triangles. So really we don't have rays, we'll have line segments. And so I have one angle right here being the union of those 2 line segments. For the most part, it doesn't really matter. We're looking at essentially how much, and we'll see this with rotational angles in the next section here, how much turn is there? How much turn from one ray to the other, or how much turn from line segment to the other. And whether we talk about them in terms of line segments or in terms of rays, I mean, you can cut these off at a finite length. The amount of turn here is the same. But the geometric angle is just a static thing. It's this union of points sitting there in the plane. Next, we'll talk about rotational angles.